Hey, what is up mortals? It is JamesCfer here, and before we get into today's video, there's a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, we've hit 5,000 subscribers recently, and at 5,000 I started a giveaway. If you've been watching the other parts, then you'll know that there's a copy of My Hero Academia's One's Justice for any console, even PC, going up. All you've got to do is subscribe and comment in this video, and you go in the raffle thingy to win. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and I want to show my support by giving back, and this is how I'm going to. The raffle ends at the end of, well, whenever we hit 6,000 subs, so if that never happens, then there's no end to this raffle. If we hit it tomorrow, then we end this tomorrow. Anyway, thank you to my supporters on Patreon, Sora and Gabstar. You guys are my $15 patrons, and thank you very much. If you guys would like to support myself on Patreon, the link will be in the description. If you want to join myself and the others on Discord, well, there's a link in the description to that as well. Now, I've been looking forward to seeing the script for this What If for a while. It is What If Bakugo never existed? Bakugo has been quote-unquote friends with Izuku since early childhood. He has always patronized him due to being quirkless, though negatively, Izuku has always had some form of appreciation for Bakugo and his strength. However, if Bakugo never existed, how would this change Midoriya and everyone else's fate? Would the world of My Hero Academia be the same without such a key character? Well, if Bakugo wasn't there to currently put Izuku in the dirt, then Izuku would definitely have far more confidence, as his number one bully wouldn't be there. There's a possibility that other students would pick on Izuku, but no one quite as heavily as Bakugo. And there's more likely to just be peace between the students if there wasn't a Bakugo to always put them down. Bakugo was considered special because of his quirk. Izuku's love for All Might would still be the same as ever, and he would still desperately wish to be like All Might and have a quirk like him. However, everything changes right now. If Izuku hadn't been bullied that day by Bakugo, he might not have gone the same way home, and definitely not so slowly, so this means that the sludge monster would not meet him. This allows Izuku to have some time left to himself, and this also means that the sludge villain would not get free and attack at someone, causing All Might to lose some of his time limit. Izuku would be watching the news at home as he would suddenly see breaking news. A sludge villain has been captured by All Might, the symbol of peace. The sludge villain had been swept up clean, with no worries, and All Might would be praised as the capture. And this also means that All Might would never see the true potential in Izuku. Fast forward to Izuku's attempt to get into UA. Though he knows he's quirkless, it's still in his nature to try. He's Izuku after all. It's what we love about him. And Izuku does do pretty well in the actual written part of the exam. However, when it comes to the fighting part, Izuku gets a rude awakening to his dreams. All these students with amazing quirks, and these super large robots? Izuku just stands there stunned for a moment, quirkless and defenseless. This causes him to watch all the other students fight and destroy the robots, while unbeknownst to him there's a 0-point robot leaning right over him. Izuku feels a shock and just freezes up and stares at what's about to happen to him. Just then, through the shadows of the robot, a figure appears. Izuku sees Ochako, and he just stands there shocked for a moment. And then he sees the robot taking a step towards them. He runs over as fast as he could, just managing to grab her. Though, when he tries to lift her, there's rubble holding her down. He panics, tries to push the rubble away, cutting his arm open as he does so. But he does manage to grab her, and he runs over to an area where he can actually get away from the robot. He does this in a manner that is almost laughable watching him, but you still want to root for him because he's actually trying something. Everyone had just run away. Anyway, he gets her, takes her away from the rubble, and takes her away from where that robot was. He puts her down and then wraps his sleeve around the wound to try and stop it from bleeding. He then watches as the robot starts to chase them by pushing the buildings apart. After he ties his wound, he picks her up and starts running again. He wants to get her away. He can't let someone else die. He doesn't want someone to get hurt. He wants to be a hero. He wants to be like All Might. He wants to make a difference. So he manages to get her away, and then time's up. The robot stops moving, and he puts her down. She's a little bit shocked. You didn't need to do that for me. I could have been okay. Izuku just stands there. He didn't think of her as a person. He just thought of her as someone who needed to be saved. He says sorry and then he leaves. He feels embarrassed. He goes home and just blames himself. Why did I try to be a hero? I'm quirkless. I couldn't get in even if I did somehow beat the robots. And all I did was run. Izuku just goes home and cries. It's all he can do now. He blew it. He blew his one and only goal at getting into UA. He blew what he considered his one and only shot. A few days go by, then a week or two, and nothing happens. Then he receives something in the mail. And that's when I'm gonna end it for this part. I am sorry to do a cliffhanger thingy, but This video well, part 2 to this video might be up next week, and yeah. So, firstly, I'm going to be answering the question thingies again in that sarcastic tone that you all love. Why didn't Izuku take longer? He could have still gotten one for all. Well, even if Izuku did, there would be no sludge villain for him to prove himself, because Bakugo would not kick the bottle and free it. So, even if he did meet All Might, there's no difference. He doesn't get one for all, at least not that way. Next thing, why would Izuku bother taking the test? Izuku's one and only goal in life was to get into UA. He wanted to be a hero. He wanted it so badly. And it's not his fault that his genetics just took that away from him. He just couldn't accept that. And there was no All Might in this version of events to tell him, you can't. His dream was never crushed until he saw the other students. He saw how good they were, how talented, how skilled, how natural. And when he thought about himself, that's what broke him. And then he saw a moment for him to be a hero. And he snatched that with both hands and just held on as long as he could. He ran and saved Ochako, which did get him some hero points. Izuku is still the same at heart. He's missing something. That one thing that he's always wanted his whole life. And no amount of wishing is going to change that. Izuku did make a massive difference though. He has gotten a decent amount of hero points, so this means that he may have gotten into UA, you'll just have to wait till the next part. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. This is about an 8-minute video. And yeah, peace out mortals, have an amazing day. Don't forget to comment if you want to go into that giveaway. Don't forget to be subscribed if you're going to do that. It cuts off at 6k subs. So yeah, peace out mortals, have an amazing day. Like, comment and subscribe, hashtag quirkless Izuku. Oh, I cannot believe I forgot to say this. This script was written by StarMire. Thank you StarMire. Miner? How do you pronounce that? Correct me later on. Thank you for making this video, it's made a massive difference. Well, script I mean. But yeah, it's kept the flow up and you've helped out the channel a lot, so thank you. She also did the logo and channel art. So if you would like her details, it will be in the description below. She does amazing artwork, and yeah, peace out mortals again. Bye bye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining.